I think it's pretty safe to say that when we examine the Star Wars sequel trilogy, a lot of fans had a lot of problems with not just The Last Jedi, but also The Rise of Skywalker. And I think it's pretty important to note here that when we look at The Rise of Skywalker, it wasn't quite as divisive of a movie if you compare it to The Last Jedi without a doubt. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of this moment right now is that Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are working together as a team in order to really evolve the franchise into something new and exciting for the fans to enjoy around the world. And that really does speak volumes. It tells us, the fans, that what they're trying to do essentially, either out of a phase of desperation or out of pure generosity, is that they're really trying to really make Star Wars more successful, to make more authentic stories, whether it be movies or TV shows, whatever have you. I'm very excited about The Mandalorian's Season 2 and Season 3, as well as the Ahsoka Tano TV series, and not just that, but also what they plan to do with the new Star Wars trilogy and beyond. So the fact that Kathleen Kennedy no longer has any creative control over the existing Star Wars projects in the early development phase, it does tell us, the fans, that things are starting to shape up for Star Wars in general. Now, when we look at everything related to Disney Star Wars, one thing that is for certain is that The Rise of Skywalker was a movie that was quite a messy production, there's no doubt about that. And what's really intriguing, of course, is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films. It's explained that currently Disney and Lucasfilm have multiple plans in place in order to reunite the fans around the world to create a better future for Star Wars. However, it's explained that currently many fans have been skeptical about its future. When it comes to actress Daisy Ridley, however, it's explained that behind the scenes during production for The Rise of Skywalker, Daisy had many arguments with JJ Abrams accepting some of the decisions by Kathleen Kennedy in order to cut many of the dark Rey sequences. It's noted that Daisy Ridley trained very hard for 4 other scenes that involved Dark Rey, including a full-on vision battle between Dark Rey and Kylo Ren within the second Death Star wreckage. Now, the scene was entirely cut as Kathleen Kennedy wanted to lessen the amount of lightsaber action in the movie and wanted to focus more on dialogue and story for the characters. Daisy was said to have been very angry and frustrated with how the scenes of Dark Rey were cut from the film by Kathleen Kennedy, including another battle sequence in which regular Rey kills Dark Rey in a vision on Exegol by stabbing her and dropping her into the bottomless pit, where Palpatine did that as a test. Not just that, but also Daisy is also very furious with many of the fans, trashing the movie and having major problems with the Rey Skywalker concept. Daisy Ridley is said to be a supporter of the Rey Skywalker idea, and was very annoyed with how fans did not accept the idea by Kathleen Kennedy and crew. So, let's go over this, because there's a lot of fans out there that really have a lot of issues with the Rey Skywalker concept, myself included. And I've gone over this several times, and you guys know my story already, so I'll go past that. But when we look at everything related to Episode 9 here, this movie really could have been so much more. There's no doubt about it. I think a lot of fans wanted more of that Dark Rey material because of how much it was really highlighted in that D23 teaser. I believe, what was it, back in August of 2019, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, back in August, in that teaser trailer, a lot of fans loved that little moment that we got of Dark Rey. And that's really all it really was in Episode 9. A small little segment. It was really not all that much longer than what we actually got in the movie. And that's because there were other scenes for Dark Rey that were in fact filmed that were deleted from the movie by Kathleen Kennedy. In fact, 4 other sequences that involved Dark Rey. Now, that to me also lines directly up with the fact that this movie was originally 4 hours and change in length, and it had a lot more scenes and a lot more going for it before the movie was entirely changed by JJ and crew. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy having a big issue with the fans, trashing the movie, and having a lot of issues with the Rey Skywalker format, it tells us, that Daisy Ridley seems to be a supporter of Kathleen Kennedy on some levels, but also against Kathleen Kennedy on other levels, right? She was against the fact that Kathleen Kennedy deleted many of the scenes that she actually worked very hard for. That takes a lot of training, a lot of work. I can only imagine why one would really be frustrated and very annoyed at the fact that their material got cut. Imagine working out every day, 10 hours a day, these actors going through all these different training sessions to really pull off these amazing stunts and these amazing, maneuvers when they do the lightsaber duels and stuff around those lines, only for it to be cut. It's a lot of work, and I understand. So, when we look at Kathleen Kennedy, it's another example that she has no idea what she's doing. She should have just left what was actually going to be probably the highlight of the movie alone in the actual movie, and to actually let fans enjoy it. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.